Hello everyone, Tim Jackson here, Pets to Impress, where paws come first. So I do indeed have a video request today. It's quite a lengthy one, so I've actually wrote all the points down so I don't forget anything. So this video request comes from a client of ours who brings her dog to daycare, and she's in two minds whether or not to get another puppy. But she has a number of questions. She keeps toying with the idea and she's not sure if it's the right decision or wrong decision. And you know what? Hats off to her for actually considering it rather than just jumping in. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong with it. They like the idea of thinking, no, right, what's one more dog when we've already got a dog? She's right to be thinking about this because it is obviously a much bigger commitment. You've then got two dogs, which is double the expense, etc., etc. Now she knows how to introduce dogs together. She's followed these videos for a number of years, so she knows all of that. So I'm going to go through her questions one by one. So the first one is, what's the best reaction the older dog can give? And she wants the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. So the best case scenario is the best mates and they happily just play along, get together. Life's great. That would be the best case scenario. The worst case scenario would be that the older dog feels a little bit pushed out. It could be that he just doesn't tolerate having a puppy in the house. It could be that he starts displaying a behaviour known as resource guarding. So he starts guarding things that he classes as his. That can be signs that he's stressed in the environment and he's not happy. Now there are ways around that, and obviously this is worst case scenario. I'm certainly not trying to put you off the idea. This is worst case scenario. If that was the case, you just need to make sure that the dog is getting one-to-one time. You need to make sure that he is getting the same amount of attention that he's used to getting at this moment in time. What we've got to remember is at this moment in time, you are his world. You give him everything. He's not used to you sharing that love and attention with another dog. Yes, he comes into daycare and yes, he interacts with the dogs great in daycare, but at home, he's not used to that. He's used to it just being you and him, or you, him and the kids, I should say. I know your kids are grown up, but we'll still call them kids. So you, him and the kids, okay? So best case, they get on really, really well, like a house on fire, no issues whatsoever. Worst case, he really doesn't tolerate it. Now, judging at what he's like when he comes to daycare, he does get on really, really well with a lot of the younger dogs. He does really like puppies. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll not have any issues. But I can't say 100%. The next question was regarding her friend that brought their new puppy round, and her dog the older dog showed no real interest in the puppy whatsoever, apart from a little sniff, and apart from that he just wasn't really interested. She's wanting to know, is that normal? Yeah, it's totally normal. He's probably thinking, oh, I've said hello, you're not that interested, I'll just go back to do what it is that I normally do. He's quite a chill dog, this dog. He's quite a laid back, he's a spaniel, which is unusual for spaniels to be so laid back, but he is very, very laid back, and I think that's probably down to the amount of work that the owners put in with him as well too. He does get a lot of stimulation, so when he comes to daycare he goes out for adventures, he goes in the scent space. I know she does a lot of work with him at home as well too, so he is getting a lot of interaction that way, which is why I do believe he is so calm and so chilled. Like I say, it's very unusual for a spaniel, but it's because all of his needs are being met. So a round of applause to his owners, because she is doing an amazing job. Right, how can I choose the right puppy to match her dog's calm temperament? You can't, I'm afraid. That's a difficult one because every dog's different. Every dog has their own little character. I'll always remember when I first brought Lady home, I had an older dog, Pip, and she was very laid back and very calm, and Lady came in this big ball of fluff, full of energy, full of life, and they were completely two different characters. I mean, in the end, they got on like a house on fire. They slept together, they curled up together. Lady was quite protective over Pip as well too, and they really, really did form a really nice bond. And when Pip sadly had to get put to sleep, Lady struggled for a little bit. She was like, well, where's Pip? Where's me mate? That was what she'd known. That's what she'd grown up with. So it was very, very tough for her initially. And then we introduced a new dog and it gave Lady a new lease of life, bless her. So it's difficult, that one, how to choose the right puppy. I would say make sure you do your research. As I would say, if you're going to get any dog, make sure you do your research. Have a look at different breeds, different temperaments. If you were to go for another spaniel, I could probably almost guarantee that their characters would be very, very different. I think you'd probably have the complete opposites. You'd have a very calm dog i.e. your older dog, but I think the newer dog would be full of energy and full of life. I can't say that 100% because, as I've already said, you have put in a lot of work with the older dog, and if you do the same thing with a new dog, then fingers crossed, you'll get that sort of temperament eventually, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. And the more work you put in, obviously, rightfully so, the quicker you get the results that you're after. And if you start teaching from an early age the calm command and teaching puppies to settle, then you're going to get the results that you want. Okay, right. The next question, I told you it was a long list. So the next one, she doesn't want the pup to pester her dog all day long. She wants to know, will the puppy learn from the older dog, and will he become chilled and calm like him? So again, to repeat what I've already said, with regards to being chilled and calm, I think that's something that you're going to have to teach and something that you're going to have to implement. But I do feel that you can get there. It'll just take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. It's normal for older dogs to tell puppies off. So that is a normal behaviour. So if puppy is pushing their luck, you may find that the older dog might have a little snack or a little warning growl. That's perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable. You've just got to monitor it. You don't want it to escalate too far. And if you feel like the puppy is annoying the older dog, by all means just take the puppy away and do a little bit of training with the puppy just to calm him down a little bit. But like I say, it's perfectly normal for them to pester older dogs, but certainly it's also normal for the older dogs to kind of put them back in their place. It's kind of the older dog's way of teaching the puppy, no, this is not how we do this. This is how we do it. So I think that's potentially what you might see in this situation. But like I say, it is perfectly normal. And going back to Lady and Pip certainly at the beginning stages told Lady off quite a lot when Lady was pushing boundaries. But I would say when you've got an older dog and then you introduce a puppy, I'd say on the flip side, so I know I'm not trying to give you all the worst case scenarios, I'm trying to give you the positives as well. On the flip side, when you've got an older dog at home that's able to teach the puppies the rights and the wrongs, i.e. how you can behave, how you play when it gets too much, that's also going to help the puppy as he starts to get older, when he starts interacting with other dogs, whether or not he comes to daycare as well too. This will all be helping him along the way. So like I say, it is normal for them to go on like that, and it's normal for the older dog to kind of put them in the place, but that's also a very important lesson to the puppy as well. As the puppy's growing older, the puppy starts to learn, right, if I do this, that's going to result in that. Whereas if I'm nice and calm, I might get to snuggle up with the older dog. Wouldn't that be a lovely, lovely reward? So that's kind of how puppy sees things. Right, the final question. I don't feel like this is going to be the final question. This is the final question of this video request. I feel there's going to be more questions to come, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Right, so she's wondering, so our older dog doesn't get overexcited. Is that how she's trained him, or is that just how he is? And I think it's a little bit of both. So to go back what we've already said, I do think that the work that you've put in has done wonders with him. I think the fact that he does have a fulfilled life and he's always doing something, whether he's out for walks, whether he's on adventures, sense-based daycare, even during lockdown, I know you did a lot with him because you took part in all of the online courses that we did. So I know you have done a lot with him, and I definitely think that that has aided in his calm behaviour. But I do also think a lot of it is him as well too. I do think naturally he's quite a calm breed of dog. Maybe not a calm breed, because normally spaniels are very excitable. But I think his character is quite a calm character, and that's what I say when I say you don't get one of the two dogs are the same, if that makes sense. So every dog's different, just like we're different as well too. We're all completely different. If you look at the staff at Pets to Impress, just as an example, we all have similarities, i.e. we all love dogs, but we all have different interests as well too. So something I was talking to Lauren about the other day, she likes rugby. I'm not a rugby fan. Whereas with Shannon loves Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. If I look at the two Abbeys, they're quite into Disney and musicals and things like that. I can relate to that as well too. So we all have kind of similarities, but we also have a lot of differences as well too. I'll not give you examples of differences. I mean, I've been spending all day in the daycare singing away to The Greatest Showman, so that's how different I am to the rest of them, because they wouldn't do that. But we are all different, And dogs are different as well too, all right? And I think you've got a tough decision to make, but to repeat what I said at the beginning of the video, you're doing everything right because you're looking into it, you're being sensible about it, you're not just rushing in thinking, oh, I really want another dog. You are being sensible, and I think personally that things could work massively in your favour if you did get a dog, but you also have to have that risk that things could potentially go wrong. However, if you do put in the work, then you're going to reap the benefits. I know there's a lot of people that get puppies and they'll get 2 puppies at the same age from the same litter. That's a disaster waiting to happen because it's so harder to train them. What you've got to remember with your older dog is you've already done a lot of the hard work, and yes, that'll need to continue, and you'll still need to make sure that he's getting his one-to-one time. He's still got his own resources, i.e. toys, treats, things like that. He's still getting his own time with you, as should puppy as well. So puppy needs to get that as well. And dogs do adapt very, very quickly. And there are a lot of things that you can do to help him along the way, such as plug-ins, such as calming remedies, making sure he gets a fuss and things like that. Even if one of the kids takes him out for a walk whilst you're doing some training with a puppy, or vice versa, they could be doing some training with the puppy whilst you take the older dog out. There's a lot of things that you can do to help them along the way. But I can only judge at how he is in daycare, and I've seen what he's like with puppies. And I know he responds really, really well to puppies. Out of all the dogs that we have at daycare, he always seems to have a soft spot for the puppies, and he does really, really interact with them. So I think there's a positive straight away for you. All right, so I hope that's answered all your questions for now. And as I say, if you've got any further questions, then please just let me know. If anyone's got any further questions, then please just let me know. And if anyone has any video requests, doesn't matter how long, I'll just make a note so I don't forget any points. So it doesn't matter how long they are. If anyone has any video requests for me, let me know and I'll upload one as soon as I possibly can. For now though, this is Tim from Pets Do Impress, where paws come first.